from Jamar Clark, Fong Lee, Terrence Franklin, Abuka Sanders, George Floyd, Dalal Eid. We just hear there are too many stories from this city about the brutality and the racism of the Minneapolis Police Department. I think this calls into question the use of these joint task forces, in particular the fact that federal agents don't wear body cameras, and the Minneapolis Police Department has said that they will not take part in operations where they're not allowed to wear their body cams. But what we're hearing from the chief now is that they were all too far away to have caught anything real on camera. I just think this police department has been out of control for a long time. This police department, the mayor, have trouble with telling the truth around police killings and around police violence. If we would have believed MPD and took them at their word in 2020, George Floyd would have died of a medical incident involving the Minneapolis police. And thankfully, Ms. Frazier was there to film what actually happened, or we would have another killing by the Minneapolis Police Department that went unknown and that got swept under the rug. This instance, I think, really highlights the need. We're hearing from communities that there needs to be safety in our communities, but I think the question we have to ask ourselves is, we're the most policed country in the world. We're the most policed than we've ever been in our lifetime in America now, and we're still continuing to be a more and more unsafe place. And it's about the inability for communities to determine the way in which they're kept safe and there's a lot of contradictions around these killings and in police violence. Our movements continue to show up, continue to honor the people who have been unjustly killed by the police. I think one thing though in some of our times of intense struggle, we've focused so heavily on the fact that the police shouldn't kill innocent people, which is 100% true, but the police don't get to kill guilty people either. We've outlawed the death penalty in this state for almost a century, I believe, and so the police don't get to kill guilty people either. And I think we have to look at the style of policing. I mean, you see here the large sort of military vehicle that they rolled up on his house with, and a lot of just like real militaristic, brutal ways in which the police and the sheriffs interact with people in this city. And it's tragic, and it's good to see people out here, bearing witness to what happened here. Demanding justice, and there is going to be no one size that fits all to fix police killings, but we have to unite all forces against these brutal police. So I'm just glad to be here. Shout out Unicorn Riot for carrying the video from the people's struggles at all times. I'm just incredibly thankful. If it wasn't for our alternative media in our city, a lot of these crimes by the police would go unanswered and would just slip away from our consciousness. So glad to see Unicorn Riot here, and really glad to be able to share some thoughts.